New plot from The Young and the Restless, Claire, Kyle, and their complicated relationships. In the world of intrigue and betrayal on The Young and the Restless, each character faces a test of loyalty and choice. And in this story, Claire Newman, a former spy for Victor Newman, is at a pivotal moment in her life. Claire's relationship with Kyle Abbott, along with the conflict between the Abbott and Newman families, puts her in a difficult position. Will Claire betray her grandfather Victor, or will she face greater consequences for her choices? Claire and Victor, a complicated relationship. When Claire joins the Newman family, she is not only a new member of Genoa City's most powerful family, but also a bearer of important secrets. Claire is not initially welcomed into the family. She is considered a pawn of Jordan, a person who has a great influence on Claire's life. However, over time, Claire proves her loyalty to Victor Newman, making him realize that she has true value and loyalty. Victor does not easily accept anyone into the Newman family, and when he agrees to take Claire in, it is a sign of his strong protection of her. However, the relationship between Claire and Victor is not always smooth. While Victor always values loyalty from those in his family, he also has very high standards for Newman's power and interests. This makes Claire, who always wants to prove herself, feel like she is struggling with a great deal of tension. And it is these conflicts that gradually form a situation where Claire may be forced to choose between family and love. Claire and Kyle's relationship, new love and betrayal. Claire finds love in Kyle Abbott, not only a member of the Abbott family but also a longtime rival of the Newman family. The survival of Claire and Kyle's relationship is a major challenge for Victor, who has always held a grudge against the Abbott family. Victor does not see Kyle as an equal. He sees Kyle as part of the Abbott family, a family with which Victor has had many grudges over the years. This difference in Victor's perspective makes Claire even more confused, as she knows that her love for Kyle will never be fully accepted by Victor. But Claire is not only drawn to Kyle. She also does not want to live in a world where family feuds rule everything. Claire does not accept Victor's narrow view of the Abbott family and always tries to affirm that love has no boundaries, and not everyone has to continue the feud of the previous generation. Although Claire tries to remain loyal to Victor, she cannot let her past and family ties determine her future. The limits of loyalty, Claire, and the crucial choice when Claire discovers that Victor is plotting to use several spies against Jabot through the acquisition of Glissade, it comes as a huge shock to her. Claire, who used to be Victor's spy, is aware of the power of the strategies he is using to manipulate businesses and families. However, she does not want to continue in this role, especially as she begins to have a clearer understanding of what is right and wrong. Claire gradually realizes that continuing to hide the truth about Victor's plans could harm her and those she loves. She begins to feel a sense of betrayal when she learns that she may be part of a conspiracy she does not agree with. Revealing these plans to Kyle Abbott and Jack, who represent the Abbott family, may be the right move to stop Victor's schemes, but it also puts Claire at risk of Victor's revenge. Victor and betrayal, will a confrontation happen? If Claire decides to reveal Victor's plans to Kyle and Jack, it will surely leave Victor feeling deeply betrayed. Once he learns that his niece, whom he protected and welcomed into the Newman family, is siding with the Abbott family against him, it will be an unbearable shock. Victor never forgives those who betray him, especially when it is someone in the family. However, this brings up another question: does Claire have the courage to face the consequences of this decision? Can she withstand the wrath of Victor, the one man who protected and trusted her, or will she choose to stand on the side of love and honesty, even if it means facing the wrath of a powerful man like Victor Newman? The deceit and betrayal are always the elements that make The Young and the Restless attractive. The story of Claire, Kyle, and Victor is one of the stories that is developing in a complex and tense way. The relationship between them is not just a simple love but a struggle between loyalty, betrayal, and difficult decisions in life. And finally, the question is whether Claire will choose love or loyalty to her family, and if she chooses the truth, will she be strong enough to face the inevitable consequences from her powerful grandfather? The development of this story promises to bring the audience unexpected and emotional details when Claire is faced with the most important choice of her life. In the world of manipulation, secrets, and power struggles of the young and the restless, each character must face difficult choices, especially when loyalty and love are put on the scale. The story of Claire Newman, who is accepted by the Newman family but falls in love with Kyle Abbott, the co-CEO of Jabot, is leading the audience into a complex and tense scenario. This story, especially with Victor Newman's plot to sabotage Jabot, raises a series of questions about loyalty, betrayal, and the relationships between the powerful families in Genoa City. Claire, a new member of the Newman family. When Claire Newman joins the Newman family, she is not just a new member, but also someone with complex and secret relationships. Initially, Claire appears as an outsider in this powerful family, and she is not easily accepted by Victor Newman, the head of the family. However, over time, Claire proves her loyalty to Victor, earning his trust and eventually accepting her into the family. Victor is not someone who easily accepts anyone into his family. He demands absolute loyalty and unconditional devotion from those he protects. Claire, despite her struggles to prove herself, gradually gains Victor's strong protection. And it is this relationship that sets the stage for the tense situations that are about to unfold, especially when Claire begins to find love in Kyle Abbott, whom Victor never took seriously due to the long-standing feud between the Abbott and Newman families. Claire and Kyle, a love that can't be accepted easily. Claire and Kyle Abbott are two people from two opposing worlds. Kyle, a key member of the Abbott family and co-CEO of Jabot, is not only the head of a powerful company but also a longtime rival of the Newman family. Their relationship is not just a romantic one but also a bond between two families with a long history of conflict. Claire, who has been babysitting for Harrison, Kyle, and Summer's son, has developed feelings for the Abbott family, especially Kyle. She realizes that she cannot continue to live under the shadow of the feud between the two families. However, the love between Claire and Kyle is not easy. Partly because Claire realizes that her family will never support this relationship, especially Victor, who is always suspicious and views the Abbott family as their sworn enemies. Victor Newman and the Jabot sabotage plot. Victor Newman, with his strategic vision and sharp calculation, has secretly implemented a plan to sabotage Jabot through the spies he has placed in the company. Although Claire is initially unaware of these spies, she gradually notices the changes in the company environment and senses the danger that Victor is causing to Kyle's company and the Abbott family. The presence of spies within Jabot is part of Victor's grand plan to manipulate and weaken his rival. The information these spies gather will help Victor better understand Jabot's moves, thereby adjusting his strategy to sabotage the company more effectively. When Victor realizes that Claire's relationship with Kyle may be a decisive factor in his plan, he becomes even more determined and uncompromising. Claire and the difficult decision: betrayal or loyalty? When Claire discovers Victor's plot, she is faced with a difficult decision. Can she continue to stand by the Newman family and protect her grandfather, or will she risk hurting the Abbott family and Kyle, the person she loves? Claire understands that siding with Victor can help her family achieve their goals, but at the same time, it means she will become a traitor in the eyes of Kyle and the Abbott family. One of the things Claire realizes is that Victor is not easily persuaded. Begging him to stop or yelling at him is futile. Claire knows that if she wants to stop this plot, she must act and not let her emotions get the better of her. She begins to understand that the only way to stop Victor's plans is to reveal information about his spies to Kyle and Jack, the head of Jabot. If Claire does this, she will not only help protect the company, but also help the Abbott family against Victor's plot. However, revealing the truth will not be easy. Claire will face serious consequences, not only from Victor but also from the Abbott family. When Claire makes her decision, she will have to accept the opposition and possibly the anger of her beloved grandfather. Claire and the consequences of decisions. If Claire reveals Victor's plot, she will face serious consequences from her own grandfather. Victor Newman, who protected her and accepted her into his family, will never forgive those who betrayed her. Claire will not only lose Victor's trust, but may also have to leave the Newman family forever. However, if she does not act, Jabot may be destroyed, and her relationship with Kyle may be seriously threatened. This choice will be a great challenge for Claire. Will she have the courage to stand up for the truth and protect the person she loves, or will she continue to live in the shadow of intrigue and betrayal? In this story, Claire must face a deep internal struggle between her loyalty to the Newman family and her love for Kyle Abbott. Her decision will affect not only her future but also the relationships between the powerful families in Genoa City. The relationship between Claire and Victor is becoming a hot topic on The Young and the Restless, when everything can change with just one decision. This story promises to continue to develop with many tense situations, full of surprises, and the audience will have to watch to see what Claire will do next in the battle between family and love. In the universe of intrigue, betrayal, and loyalty of The Young and the Restless, each character is faced with challenging choices. Decisions that affect not only individuals but can also change the course of a family or an empire of power. One of the most complex and dramatic stories of the moment revolves around Claire Newman, the niece of Victor Newman, and her relationship with Kyle Abbott, part of the Abbott family, the Newman family's arch-rivals. Love and loyalty are tested when Claire discovers a plot that could destroy Kyle and the Abbott family's Jabot company, and the big question is whether she will choose to side with the Newman family or protect the one she loves. Claire, a new member of the Newman family. When Claire Newman joins the powerful Newman family, she is not only an outsider but also carries secrets and complicated relationships. Initially, Victor Newman does not easily accept Claire into his family. Although Claire is his niece, the Newman family always demands absolute loyalty, and those who enter the family must prove themselves worthy. Initially, Claire is controlled by Jordan, who has a strong influence on her, but over time, she proves herself to be loyal and trustworthy, causing Victor to gradually open up to accept her. However, the relationship between Claire and Victor is never simple. Victor, despite being the most powerful man in the Newman family, always keeps a certain distance from the new members of the family, because he knows that loyalty and protection of the family are the most difficult things to build and maintain. Claire, despite being a pawn in Jordan's hands, has shown her bravery and determination by standing by Victor in many difficult situations. This is the reason why Victor gradually accepts and protects her. However, this also creates a big shadow that Claire cannot easily escape when facing internal conflicts. While the Newman family demands absolute loyalty, Claire finds love in Kyle Abbott, the head of one of the Newman family's biggest rival companies, Jabot. Their relationship is not only a love story but also a challenge for Claire. Kyle Abbott, the son of Jack Abbott and Summer Newman, is a powerful influence in the Abbott family industry. However, the conflict between the Abbott and Newman families has existed for decades, and Claire is part of this never-ending family war. The love between Claire and Kyle seems to be a relationship that cannot be fully accepted by both families. Claire loves Kyle and wants to support him in everything, but she also realizes that her love for him will not be accepted by the Newman family, especially Victor. She has clearly witnessed the tension between the two families and understands that any relationship between her and Kyle will be governed by the prejudices of the past. This creates a deep internal conflict in Claire, who always wants to maintain loyalty to the Newman family, but at the same time cannot separate from her love for Kyle. Victor Newman and the Jabot sabotage plot. Victor, the head of the Newman family, always puts the interests of his family first, and with his sharp strategic vision, he constantly seeks to gain an advantage in the market and sabotage his competitors. In this context, the Abbott family's Jabot has become a big target in his eyes. Victor wants to control not only the big companies, but also those who oppose him. Victor's plot to manipulate Jabot has been planned for a long time, and he has planted spies in the company to collect important information about Jabot's moves. This information will help Victor easily sabotage the company's operations and regain the upper hand in the market. But the question is, can Claire stand by and watch her family destroy Kyle's company and the Abbott family? This is where Claire's conflict between love and loyalty becomes acute. She cannot accept that her grandfather, who protected and accepted her, is sabotaging the career of the person she loves. When Claire realizes that the spies Victor planted in Jabot are collecting important information, she begins to feel a sense of betrayal. Claire and the difficult decision, reveal or keep quiet. When Claire learns of Victor's plot, she is faced with a crucial choice: reveal the truth to Kyle and Jack Abbott or keep it to herself to protect the Newman family? Revealing this information would be a betrayal of Victor, and Claire knows that once he finds out, her relationship with her grandfather will be completely destroyed. However, she cannot let her love be destroyed, and she cannot sit idly by as the Newman family's dark schemes impact Kyle's work and family. Claire realizes that convincing Victor to stop is impossible. He never listens to advice or pleas. The only thing she can do is reveal the truth to Kyle and Jack about Victor's spies and Jabot, thereby helping them deal with the situation. However, doing so will not only put her on the wrong side of her grandfather, but could also lead to serious consequences. If Claire reveals this information, she will face the wrath of Victor, whom she once loved and respected. Conclusion: a decisive decision. The story of Claire, Kyle, and Victor is a lesson in loyalty, love, and betrayal. Claire is faced with a decisive choice that will affect her future as well as her family relationships. She must choose between love and loyalty, between protecting the Abbott family and confronting the Newman family. Will Claire choose to reveal the truth and protect what she loves, or will she continue to stand by the Newman family and sacrifice her love? Surely, this story will continue to develop with dramatic situations and difficult decisions. Claire faces challenges that no one could have foreseen, and the audience will have to watch to see if she can overcome these difficulties and stand firm against the challenges that fate has placed before her.